The entertainment industry is no stranger to sudden heartbreaks, but every now and then, a rumor surfaces that hits the fans so hard it completely halts the digital world. The recent, overwhelming wave of reports suggesting that Chinese actor Zhang Linghe might be stepping away from the acting industry sent shockwaves across social media platforms, leaving millions of devoted followers in a state of sheer disbelief and emotional turmoil. For a star whose rise to fame felt like a breathtaking meteoric ascent, the mere thought of him walking away from the lights, the camera, and the stage felt less like news and more like a collective nightmare. Millions of fans who had spent years falling in love with his expressive eyes, his commanding screen presence, and his undeniable dedication to his craft suddenly found themselves clinging to every piece of information, desperately searching for clarity amidst the chaotic storm of rumors, speculative articles, and breathless fan theories. To truly understand why this announcement caused such a profound emotional earthquake, one has to travel back to the very beginning of Zhang Linghe's incredible journey into the world of Chinese television and cinema. Long before he was gracing the covers of high-fashion magazines or captivating international audiences with hit dramas, Zhang Linghe was simply a young man with an extraordinary intellect and a passion for engineering. He was not born into an acting dynasty, nor did he spend his childhood auditioning for child roles. Instead, he studied civil engineering at a prestigious university, possessing a brilliant mind built on logic, numbers, and structural precision. When fate intervened and brought him into the glittering sphere of performance arts, it felt as though the universe had rewritten his destiny in real time. The transition from the structured, quiet world of blueprints to the fiery, unpredictable landscape of acting was a daring leap of faith, one that required immense courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to learning a craft that was entirely foreign to him. When Zhang Linghe finally made his debut, the impact was immediate, magnetic, and completely unforgettable. Viewers were not merely drawn to his striking physical appearance, although his tall stature and classical features certainly turned heads. They were captivated by the raw sincerity and profound vulnerability he brought to every single frame. Unlike actors who rely heavily on theatrical gestures, Zhang Linghe possessed a rare, quiet power, or ability to convey complex, conflicting human emotions through the subtlest change in his gaze or the slight tremble of his lips. Whether he was playing a gentle, selfless deity willing to sacrifice everything for love or a dark, brooding figure torn apart by duty and desire, he threw his entire soul into his roles. He didn't just play characters, he lived them, breathing a tangible, heartbreaking humanity into every script he touched, which earned him a permanent place in the hearts of viewers worldwide. As the years rolled on, the grueling demands of his rising stardom began to take a heavy, almost invisible toll behind the glamour of the red carpets and the roar of cheering crowds. The life of a top-tier actor in the modern entertainment era is a relentless, exhausting marathon that rarely allows a single moment of true peace. Behind the breathtaking stills and polished promotional videos lie endless 18-hour shooting days, freezing night shoots in heavy historical costumes, intense physical training, and the agonizing weight of public expectation. Zhang Linghe was notorious within the industry for his relentless work ethic, often pushing his physical and emotional limits to deliver perfection for his directors and his audience. Yet, human endurance has its boundaries, and those closest to the industry began to notice the quiet exhaustion creeping in behind his warm smile, hinting at the immense mental and physical burden he carried every day without ever complaining. The intense scrutiny of public life only amplified this pressure, creating an environment where every movement, every expression, and every personal decision was dissected under an unforgiving microscope. In an age where social media operates 24 hours a day, an actor of his caliber is rarely afforded the luxury of privacy or emotional recovery. Zhang Linghe's deep sensitivity, the very trait that made him such a captivating and soulful performer, was also the attribute that exposed him to the harshest waves of judgment and endless online speculation. Fans who followed his journey closely began to worry, sensing that the constant glare of the spotlight might be suffocating the gentle, introspective soul who had originally stepped into this industry out of a genuine love for storytelling, rather than a desire for endless fame and chaotic noise. When the news broke regarding his potential departure from acting, it started as a quiet murmur in the dark corners of online forums before exploding into a full-scale global frenzy. Rumors suggested that he was seeking a life beyond the constant pressure, longing to return to a quieter, more grounded existence where he could reclaim his identity away from the noise of the media machine. The emotional reaction from the public was a complicated, beautiful, and deeply painful mix of grief and profound empathy. Social media feeds were instantly flooded with heartfelt fan edits, poignant farewell messages, and tearful video reactions from people who felt as though a cherished friend was suddenly walking away forever. The sadness was not rooted in selfishness, but in a profound sense of gratitude for the light and comfort his work had brought into the personal lives during their own darkest moments. As the rumors continued to spin out of control, many fans began reflecting on the iconic characters Zhang Linghe had brought to life, realizing just how deeply those performances were woven into the tapestry of their own memories. For countless people, watching his dramas was not merely a way to pass time, it was a sanctuary, an emotional escape from the hardships of everyday reality. His portrayals of love, loss, loyalty, and redemption had provided comfort to students studying late into the night, comfort to individuals navigating heartbreaks, and inspiration to those who felt lost in their own lives. To think that there might never again be another character brought to life by his unique grace was a thought too heavy for many to bear, triggering a wave of collective nostalgia that celebrated every single milestone of his career. Yet, amidst the overwhelming sadness, a deeper, remarkably beautiful sentiment began to emerge within the fandom community. True love for an artist often means valuing their personal happiness above one's own desire for entertainment. As the initial shock began to settle, fans from every corner of the world began uniting under a powerful, shared message of unconditional support. They began posting messages assuring the actor that whether he chose to step away from the cameras forever, take an extended sabbatical to heal his mind and body, or eventually return with renewed vigor, they would stand by his decision without anger or resentment. They recognized that behind the famous name and the stunning screen presence was a human being who deserved peace, health, and the freedom to define his own happiness on his own terms. The mystery surrounding what really happened behind the scenes serves as a powerful, poignant reminder of the true cost of fame in the modern world. It forces everyone to step back and look beyond the glittering facade of celebrity culture to recognize the immense emotional labor that actors perform for our enjoyment. Whether Zhang Linghe ultimately decides to bid a permanent farewell to the world of acting or simply take a well-deserved step back to rediscover himself, his legacy as a brilliant, dedicated, and deeply soulful actor remains entirely untarnished. The impact he made in a relatively short period is a testament to his raw talent and pure heart, leaving an indelible mark on the industry and creating a bond with his audience that distance, time, and changing career paths can never truly erase.